Okay, we were talking about the factors influencing location at facility layout. Location is an important factor which we'll be discussing over here. Location, depending upon the location, you will design your layout because where it is located, the size and the terrain of the site determine the type of building, which in turn influences the layout. Second important parameter at location is the plan determines what type of transportation facilities are available at that particular location. Third is what are the types of fuel you require to carry out the operations, and whether it is coal, gas, oil, and whether it is freely available at the places, and whether it is the facilities for transportation and storing is there or not. So there are a lot of, so location plays a very important role in this way to select to design a layout. Then coming to talking towards the managerial policies. Obviously, the managerial policies are significantly important to influence a plant layout because the volume of product depends upon the volume of production and provision for expansion. The extent of automation, to what extent you can automate it, making or buying a particular component, purchasing policy, personnel policies. Then, so top management determines the plant layout objectives, and with respect to that, the scope of the plant activities, and on the basis of that they will decide what type of layout they should have. So overall, these are the different important factors which affect facility layout. To sum up, it is materials, products, workers, machineries, type of industry, location, and managerial policy. Now we'll talk about the principles of layout. So when you design a layout, you will be designing it on what different types of principles. The principles of minimum travel. When you talk about the principles of minimum travel, the important resources are man and machine as well as material which need to be brought to the layout. So you need to see that the man and material should be traveled at the shortest distance so that they can be easily brought to those places. Principle of sequence. When you set up a layout, you should follow that the machinery and operation should be arranged in such a way that the process should be carried out in a sequential manner. Then principles of usage. When you set up a layout, you should set up in such a way that each and every area is being utilized, so that this principle is very useful where the price of the land is very high. Principle of compactness. When you talk about the various parameters or factors which affect the setting up of layout, so compactness, it should be easy to use, easy to adjust with one another. Principles of safety and satisfaction. Again, for the people or the employees, those who are working at your organization, you need to take into consideration the safety and the working environment with which they are satisfied. Flexibility. If you want to expand your business, if you wanted to expand your business, then there should be a flexibility so that you can expand your business. Means the layout should be in such a way it should be flexible enough when you follow the principle of flexibility. Principle of minimum investment. It's not talking about you do less amount of investment, but the fixed amount of assets which you need, which is compulsory to carry out the operation. You need to see which is good and which you should go for a long run. And this is known as principles of minimum investment. To what tenure you wanted to carry out, it depends upon what type of demand is there in the market, so that you set up your layout in such a way and you install the machinery with respect to that layout. Let's look into certain examples of different types of layout. As we have already discussed that there are four principal work center, then manufacturing cell, and then which is also known as assembly line, then project layout. So similarly, again, if you look into various other books also, you will find the different types of layout. So here we are going to discuss about process layout, product layout, fixed location layout, combined layout with the help of examples. So this is an example of process layout, functional layout, or job shop layout. Here you can clearly see that all the instruments or all the machineries which are required, like milling machine would be required, drilling machine would be required. They will be set up in one layout, one area. All similar machines will be set up in one layout, one area, and they will be performing similar type of functions. So here the benefit is the process. With respect to the requirement of the process, the product, the raw material goes into the different steps, and the process gets carried out, and then ultimately it reaches the final layout, final product. So line layout or product layout, and here you can see line layout or product layout. Here you can see there is assembly line where the sequence of operations are being carried out. Material are fed in the first machine, and then finished products come out from the last machine. And similarly, what all things are required intermediately also need to be added. So assembly line. So this is product layout. Here you will find the sequence of work need to be carried out. Then fixed position layout or static layout. Here you can see an example of a aircraft assembly. The place where you need to build the aircraft, you need to bring man, machine and material at this particular place, and ultimately you get a finished product as a. So it's like project layout where the project is to be carried out. So suppose you wanted to build a bridge, you cannot take the bridge to a certain place and build it and then bring it over there, but you need to move to that particular location where you wanted to build a bridge. Then combined layout is nothing but where you are using product and process layout together. Here you can see product layout, it moves in a sequential order. When you talk about the process, these are simultaneous raw material, foreign press, then heat treatment furnace, and then GC is gear cutting machine and grinding machine. So this is how you can see both this process can be carried out together, and this is how, depending upon the type of the process also, you need to set up the layout. Let's stop over here.